Hello folks, in today's video we are going to talk about what are the various management techniques that you can apply on your S3 bucket and associated objects. So let's open our bucket and go to Management tab. Now I'll start from inventory. Now as we said that in buckets you can store unlimited number of files and it has got unlimited storage. When you use S3 bucket on such a large scale, then it is very tough to manage that what objects are being kept here, what is the size of the object, how often they are getting accessed, who is accessing that, all those kind of things. So S3 provides you a way to manage all this information, which is called inventory management. So it generates a daily or weekly reports where you can see that what has changed in your S3 bucket. So let's go and see what it includes. Click on Add New. So here you can see that you can give a name to your inventory, you can provide some filters, you can say that where exactly it will be stored, destination prefix, frequency, how frequently you want this inventory report, and then what should be your output format. Now on what object version you want to apply this inventory, and what are the fields that you want to put in your inventory report. You can encrypt this whole inventory file itself by using AES 256 or AWS KMS. So if you want, you can create it. I'm going to cancel it. The next way to manage that is your metrics. Metrics basically tells you criteria like how much storage have been occupied in your S3 bucket. What is the current size of the object in your bucket. So it gives you in a visual graph format. You can also see the requests, how many requests are there, how many get requests and put requests are being done here, though it's paid feature. And similarly, you can see that how much data has been transferred from your S3 bucket. You can change the granularity of your reports here. Another way to analyze that what is happening in your bucket is your analytics. So here we basically focus more on the storage class. As I have said earlier, that in storage classes, suppose you are putting a file into a storage IA class, then that means you should not actually access it frequently. If you are accessing it frequently, then it will apply some retrieval charges for you. On the other hand, if you put your file into S3 standard class, but if you are not accessing it frequently, then again you are wasting your money. If you got a file that you are infrequently accessed, then you better move it to storage class IA, S3 IA or maybe one zone IA. So this particular analytics helps you decide that in which storage class you should put a file in. Now since we are talking about a storage class, let's see that how to automatically change the storage class of your file. So click on Lifecycle tab and now add a lifecycle rule. Give it a name, my lifecycle rule. Now do you want to make this rule for the whole bucket or for a particular folder or prefix? If I don't put anything here, it will be applied to the whole bucket. So let's do it for the whole bucket. Go to next. Now do you want to apply this rule on only the current versions or even the previous versions? Remember versioning? So for both of them it's similar. I'll go ahead with current version only. Now add transition and tell it how do you want to transition it from one storage class to another storage class. So by selecting here, we are saying that okay, transition to standard IA after this many days. So any file if you put in your bucket, this will be transitioned to standard IA storage class from standard S3 storage class after 30 days of the object creation. You cannot make it less than 30. It will give an error. The minimum it has to be 30 days. However, you can increase it. You can add another transition. So suppose you want to move it to Glacier after say 70 days or 80 days. Transition to Amazon Glacier after 60 days of creation. So again 60 is minimum here. Let's keep it 60 only. Go to next. Now this tab is about expiration. After how much time you want to say that okay, delete my file, I don't need it anymore. So again, which version you want to apply it on, current version, and then maybe something like say after 1 year I don't want that file anymore in my bucket. So after 365 days from object creation, this would be deleted. This particular option is to remove incomplete multi-part uploads. So basically when you upload a large file, it gets uploaded into multiple parts. If somehow the upload has not completed, then those multi-part files will still remain in your bucket. which you cannot use. So if you want to clean it up after some time, then you can select this option, clean up incomplete multi-part uploads which are say 7 days old. You can change these days. If everything looks fine, you can now save it. So here is your rule. So what it says is, this rule will apply to the whole bucket. The files which are in standard storage class, they will be moved to standard IA, and then it will be moved to Amazon Glacier, and then finally it will expire. Exactly after how many days it will happen, this you can see by going into the details of the rule, which we just configured. And this is applied only for the current versions of the files. It won't apply to the previous version of the files. If you want to do that, you have to go edit the rules and apply the same thing for the previous version as well. Now a note of caution that if you are using free tier, then you are allowed to access only S3 standard. The retrieval charges are not waived off as part of free tier. So you can use this rule for learning purposes, but it is advised that you don't create it if you don't want to get charged. Now by selecting this rule, you can do following action. You can enable it, you can disable it, you can select it, and then you can delete it or you can modify it. Whatever you want you can do with this rule. Now only thing which is left is replication. Now what is replication? This is also called cross-region replication. Now if you think about the pricing of S3 objects or S3 buckets, you are actually charged for data transfer across the region as well. So suppose your clients are in two different regions. Maybe few of your clients remain in Mumbai region and few of your clients are in North Virginia region. Now if your clients in North Virginia region are accessing the data which you have kept in Mumbai region's bucket, then there would be transfer of the data across the region and you will be charged for that. Every time somebody accesses your data from a different region, there would be data transfer and you will be charged for that. To minimize that, one way is to create bucket in both the regions and replicate whatever data you have in one bucket to the bucket in another region. So data will transfer, but it will happen only once. So you can save some money by minimizing the data transfer. So in cross-region replication, there would be a source bucket and there would be a destination bucket. The precondition here is that on both the source bucket as well as the destination bucket, you need to enable versioning. So let's first see that do I have source bucket as well as a destination bucket or not. Go to Amazon S3. My EdYoda bucket is in Mumbai region. Let's create another bucket, EdYoda bucket 2 or EdYoda bucket destination in some other region, say in North Virginia region. So I'll create a bucket quickly, EdYoda bucket destination. I'm going to keep it in North Virginia region. So I'll quickly create it. Now here you have got EdYoda bucket destination. So this EdYoda bucket would be my source and EdYoda bucket destination would be my destination bucket. This is the property of this bucket. We can see the versioning is disabled here. So let's enable versioning first. Go to properties, versioning, and just enable versioning. We have to do it on both source as well as destination bucket. So let's go to EdYoda bucket, properties, enable versioning. Fine. So let's go back to EdYoda bucket. Go to management, replication, and add a rule now here. So what do you want to replicate? All the contents or a particular folder? So suppose I want only a particular folder's content to be copied to destination bucket. So prefix. Remember I've got a folder called my files. So I'll write my files slash. So I'm making it enabled. Then do you want to replicate even encrypted objects? I'm just not clicking that. Go to next. What about your destination bucket? What is your destination bucket? Go and select your destination bucket. So mine here is EdYoda bucket destination. It will show you all the buckets which are in a different region. Do you want to change the storage class also while replicating it? No, I don't want it. So don't click on this. Do you want to change the object owner? Again, I don't want this. If you need, you can click on these as well. Next. Now, we'll see the importance of our role in a separate video. But here, just understand this, that we are asking S3 to do some work on our behalf. It is going to copy the files and modify another S3 bucket on our behalf. So whenever this kind of thing happens in AWS, you have to provide an IAM role for that. So if you don't know how to create that, no problem. you can ask it to create a new role as it deems fit. Go to next, review it. If everything looks fine, then you can save it. Now this has created a IAM role here, S3 CRL role. You can go to your IAM module and look for this particular role and you can see the details of that. And now this is the overall replication rule that you have created. So the source is this bucket itself. Scope is only object with a specified prefix. This is your destination bucket, which is in this region. Your source is in Asia Pacific Mumbai region, and this is the role. Now let's be clear, it's not going to replicate your existing objects which are there in your source bucket. This rule is going to apply from now onwards. That means any new file that you upload on this source bucket from here onwards, that will get replicated to the destination bucket. So let's check that out. Let's upload a file. So I'm just going to do it with one of my key pair, but that's not advised, and then upload it. So in the source bucket it has been uploaded. Let's go and check it out in our destination bucket. Now go to EdYoda bucket destination, and here you can't see a file because it takes some time to actually replicate it here. So you refresh it and it won't appear. So have we done something wrong here? Let's go and find it out. Go to management, replication, and this rule. Remember here we won't have star. Previously I had star here, but we are going to delete that. Now let's upload a file in my files folder. Let's upload file, browse it, and suppose I'm going to go this my key pair, open, and I'll just upload it. So we are uploading it in the source bucket, which is EdYoda bucket. Now let's go and check out our destination bucket, EdYoda bucket destination. It is not appearing here as of now. Here you just refresh it, and now you can see a same folder has been created here, and within that this file that you uploaded after creating the replication rule, you can see it here. Now by the way, you can make this as a source bucket and the previous source bucket as a destination bucket as well. You can also see whether a particular file is originally from this bucket or is it a replica of some other object. So here if you click here, you can find the replication status is replica, which means that this particular file is actually a replica of some other object from some other bucket. So this is all from S3 perspective, from S3's management perspective. See you in the next video.